The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'd like to share some of my fond memories of the PlayStation 2. I know on my channel I get asked, when are you going to show your PS2 collection or games? I have about 400 games in my collection. A lot of them are not easily accessible on my other side of my game room, and so I'd like to talk today a little bit about kind of my personal experiences growing up with a PlayStation 2 in college, and just kind of go from there. So anyways, eventually I'm going to be showing some gameplay footage in a future video, so just bear with me. So PlayStation 2, I was still at a GameStop when that came out and got to experience that launch as well, which was even bigger than the Dreamcast launch. And it was the first game console I bought from day one, and I had traded in a bunch of video games for store credit, saving up to get a PlayStation 2. Now, the one game I got early on with the PlayStation 2 was Tekken Tag Tournament, and my copy is somewhere over in my game room. I actually can't locate it right now. I'm a little bugged by that. But the other game I played a lot of was Gran Turismo 3. And this really was the, really for me personally, the last Gran Turismo I cared about. I was kind of burned out on sim games, but I did play a lot of Gran Turismo 3. Played this quite a ton, and really enjoyed it quite a bit. But anyways, played this a lot. One thing I liked about the PlayStation 2 is all the compilation of greatest hits of classic games. And so the one that I really enjoyed quite a bit when I really started getting into retro gaming a lot in college, when I had some disposable income, was the Activision Anthology. And the Activision Anthology is a great compilation if you want to play some classic Atari games. It has a great 80s soundtrack. It is just everything that you would want from the 80s and Atari. So I'm a huge Atari fan. I love this quite a bit. As I mentioned earlier in a previous video, I'm a huge Twisted Metal fan, and Twisted Metal Black on the PlayStation 2 was one of my top played games. Excellent graphics and gameplay. I played this a ton. I even played it online back in the day, and it was just everything that you would want in car combat, and it was good. It was good. It was solid. I really had a fun time with playing that. I didn't like it as much as Twisted Metal 2, and I didn't play it as much, but I played it quite a ton. Gosh, you know, the frame rate too. That was one game that I played that really showcased what the PlayStation 2 was capable of graphics wise, and very impressed with that game. I've talked a lot about liking the Ghosts and Goblins and the Ghouls and Ghosts type games, and you know, to me, Maximo, it was well done. It was a 3D platformer, and it took a little bit to get used to it, and I like it for different reasons than I like the other games, but it was so well done. I really appreciate this series. I didn't like the sequel to this game as much, but I thought Maximo was well done. And I remember the promos being sent to the game store when this came out, the boxers, the Heart boxers, I think, and this is a good game. Played that quite a ton. You know, the other thing that I really appreciated about the PlayStation 2 library was the diversity of its. I mean, there's so many games. There's every genre covered quite extensively in the console's library, and I was a huge Diablo fan. Always have been, always will be. And so when they came out with the Champions of Norath, I didn't, at the time, I didn't buy many games when they came out, and I bought this day one and played it a ton. It was awesome. Every now and then I still try to fire it up and play it. This is a great series. And even the Return to Arms, like I'm a big fan of this game. it scratched that itch, the Diablo style for consoles and stuff. Until Diablo 3 came out, I thought this was one of the top ones for consoles. And so, great game. Highly recommend it. You know, I talked earlier about kind of getting burnt out on sim games. And this is the game that pretty much replaced sim games for me for racing. And the Burnout series, especially Burnout 3, I could play this over and over and over again. So much fun. Classic, just arcade style racing. This series was great. And I think 3 was the best. Just for it did everything right, and it didn't have anything in it that it didn't need to be in there. I mean, tons of game modes, just unlockables and stuff. It was just well done. On a side note, I am pursuing greatest hits games. I don't have many PS2 greatest hits games, so I am pursuing those. I always do take donations, and again, I'm a huge fan of this system. There's so many classic titles. You know, it's a great system to retro collect right now too. You know, it's old enough where you can get games fairly cheap, and if you're not going for like the heavy hitters, you know, you can collect quite a bit for it on a budget. One of the last games that I played extensively before moving on to the PlayStation 3 was Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I played this quite a ton, and I thought the second one improved upon the first one. It's not perfect, but you know, this game's popular for a reason, because it's fun to play, and there's a lot to it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I don't play it now. You know, once the new Battlefront came out, I kind of moved on to that, but wish we had our Battlefront 3 we never got. I know that that still kills me. But anyways, Battlefront 2 is a solid title, and one that I played a ton. Again, another game I bought day one and got my money's worth. Finally, I want to show the system that's been in my collection since 2004. And this is my Slim. And my original PlayStation, on the day that I bought it, died. It died actually a couple years after I got it. And I bought a Slim and never looked back. And I have one of the original Slims with the original phone line installed into it. I still have my original box here. And I got this at GameStop when they did a trade-in credit. You could trade in your original PlayStation. I did replace my Fat with one that worked, and then I traded it in for a Slim the moment I could when this came out. So, you know, that's essentially my story and the games that I played growing up. And I played others, but those are the games I remember vividly playing a ton. And so I'm asking, you know, my viewers and my fans, what are the games that you grew up with on PlayStation 2? Do you still play it? For me, I still do play my PlayStation 2. I don't play it as much. I play probably more PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3 games now. No reason why. I just have, you know, more games than I'll ever be able to play in my lifetime. And I think the PlayStation 2 for Sony is still the console they got. You know, I still think it's the best console they made. Now, they have other consoles and fantastic. You know, I think the PlayStation 4 potentially has momentum to. I don't think it has enough momentum to top the 150 million units that the PlayStation 2 sold, but I do think that it has potential to be one of the better consoles Sony's made. I think it'll be better than the PlayStation 3, though the PlayStation 3 was a solid system as well. So comment below, what are your favorite PlayStation 2 memories and games that you played? I look forward to doing a gameplay footage video of some PlayStation 2 games in the future. I don't know when that is. I'm pretty busy right now teaching, but we'll continue to roll out videos. And so thank you, subscribe and like, and I look forward to doing many more of these. And this is the Immortal John Hancock signing out.